evening, good night to the participants joining across the world. First of all, I would like to thank my teacher Eric Miller for giving me this opportunity. If I am audible, please show me thumbs up. If I'm visible, yes, thank you. Thank you for your gestures. And my title of the story is Grand Love. The Grand Love. On January 2nd, on January 2nd, there was an irreparable loss in my family. On January 4th, early morning, me and my father hired an auto. We visited a cremation point. We entered into the cremation point. There, funeral celebrant who burnt my grandmother's mortal cooled her ashes with the help of tender coconut and milk. We collected her ashes and we visited Indian Ocean seashore. There we mixed her ashes in the waves. After mixing her ashes, my father took bath in Indian Ocean and he came back to me. We changed, he changed his dress and we came back exactly one day before this event. We kept her mortal in our community hall. There we completed all our final rites to her. When we were doing the last rites, my father started his rendering. He started singing Tiruvasagam, a classic. When he was about to complete his Tiruvasagam, and the people, family members were all together, they were also singing along with my father. When he was about to finish the rendering, he struck with his emotion. He stopped singing, but others were continued singing. I went nearby him and I consoled. My grandmother used to say, "You are the one who will cry all the day when I die." So all the memories are coming. So I started. I cried. I couldn't stop. My aunt also joined me. Exactly 10 months before, she got an heart attack. She was kept in the hospital. We were asking the doctor to do surgery, but doctor said the survival percentage will be very less. So she struggled for the last 10 months in the deathbed. She was a strong lady. Exactly 1.5 years before, she broke her hip, right side hip. We operated. She was taking care of herself. Exactly 5 years before, she again broke her right side hip. She operated. She survived. During her last days, she kept her promise till her death. She used to say, "My father, I will not die when you are in a pilgrimage visit." My father came back from his pilgrimage visit. After his visit to home, exactly after 2 hours, she gave her breath. 18 years before, all alone, she arranged her last daughter's marriage. We wrote letters to the community people seeking for help to get her daughter married. I accompanied her, I walked with her. We collected all money to, for the marriage of my aunt. Before her last daughter's marriage, 6 years before, my father helped her and they together arranged a marriage for her third daughter. Before her third daughter's marriage, my father was trying to merge his work with my my grandmother's elder daughter, that is his sister, my father's sister. This lady, my grandmother, told my father not to work, not to have work relationship inside the family. She's very correct. What happened is there was a dispute in the work that resulted in the relationship. And she is a believer and fighter all through her life. So before the third daughter's marriage, exactly before 6 years, she arranged a marriage for her second daughter, but that miserably failed, and she remained single. 4 years before her second daughter's marriage, I was in her arm. I was in her arm. She used to tell stories to make me sleep. Once upon a time, there lived a king. When I wake up from my sleep, when I cry during my sleep, she used to sing song. She used to ask me, "Who scolded you during your sleep? Did your aunt scolded you? Did your uncle scolded you with a flower bouquet? Did your mother scolded you with a lily bouquet? Did your grandfather scolded you with a rose bouquet?" So At that age, I was an infant, so I couldn't able to answer to her question. I wanted to go back to her childhood. Exactly 86 years before she was born to a Burma migrant. Her father's name is Karupan. Her mother's name is Sewal. She was the second daughter to their parents. So she grown up with her brother and sister. They had a very good childhood. Years passed by. They were bankrupt, and my grandmother's mother married my grandmother to my grandfather at the age of 18. My grandfather was at the age of 50. So they lived their marriage life lasted for 20 years. She gave birth to 5 children. After 24 years, my grandfather passed away when my father was at 13. Her eldest daughter was at the age of 16. So she tried to feed her children by selling the assets, by selling the vessels which are at the home, and they couldn't able to survive. So they got moved to Chennai. Here, everybody started working. My grandmother worked as maid. She used to collect the food from the owners. She should she will distribute to her kids, children. She will collect rice from my father. They struggled a lot. They managed. By all alone, she survived and she got her children to a better livelihood. They all worked for their food. Few studied, few didn't study. She walked, she traveled, she used bus. So I used to walk along with her. She went to native to find a bride for my father. First elderly daughter got married to other caste uh, groom, and initial stage days had a lot of difficulties, humiliations, dispute among the community. So they moved from that place to another place, and they started living on their own. Nobody helped. They are all alone, and they didn't beg and they didn't ask for any help. Because of that lady, she she uh, she used to teach moral things, good things, and she found a bride for my father. Exactly after 2 years of my father's marriage, I was in her hand as a infant. Again, she used to narrate stories for me. She used to sing songs for
You know, Mani, maybe this is a good place to stop
me.
because
Yes, I'm going to stop. I'm going to
hmm,
stop. She
hmm,
used to ask who scolded me.
hmm,
She used to ask why you are crying. And I wanted to tell her now
hmm.
it's because of her I'm crying.
Well, thank you very much. Uh, family stories are so important because we all come from a family. We love our family, and it's a major source of our identity. So thank you for sharing that today. Uh, you had a big audience here. There are 41 people, but most of them have their camera turned off. But I'm sure they listened and they appreciated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
I want to thank people who responded in between. I couldn't able to respond to them because she's a strong lady. I thought I shouldn't be crying, but I too became strong, but she melted me. I have one moral. We have very less time to fulfill the family's dream. We have to fulfill their dreams when they are alive. Over to you, Eric.
Thank you very much.